Hello, today I have a cute little simple Christmas card for you. I have been trying to make 12 a month. I did it last year, and this year I didn't get off to a great start. I did 12 in January and then I kind of stopped. It got a little bit lost, so I'm kind of doubling for a little bit. I have 20 cards I'm trying to do this month and then next month until I catch back up to where I should be. So my inspiration for this card, or actually I'm directly casing it from the just past Christmas catalog. I'm pretty sure I pulled this set from it carried over, so it's called Christmas Gleaming, and it has this, well, actually two coordinating punches. This one I did not use on the card, gleaming ornaments. I think it came in a punch pack. Yeah, gleaming ornaments, but this one I did use. And I have already done those, but if my phone doesn't die before I get to that, I will show you how I colored this. I just stamped it with Memento black ink and punched it out, and then actually before punching it, I used the, this is the Call Me Clover blends. I think that's the paper we use, so that's probably, yeah, they have blends for that. So that's what I used. Alice can show you how I did that if I don't run out of time. So real quick, this is just the standard card base with the side folding. It's the 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I stamped Deck the Halls with Boughs of Holly from that on the inside in Memento black ink. And then I was checking to see if my pen would show up on the black. It does. So I have pre-written that one out. And then the white layer that I will show you how I did the stamping, I have kind of the double border, so it's a 1/4 inch on each side. So that would mean it's 3 3/4 by 5 inches. So I will start with that right away. And I have a whole bunch of them going already here. I was kind of in the middle of making these and I thought, this is kind of fun. I should just turn on my camera and record it and, maybe inspire someone else to make a quick and easy card. Get ahead on their Christmas. So I just have a couple left here. I'm just going to do one on camera. So I have the crumb cake ink here. Make sure I'm on camera. And I've got this sort of berries with the holly stamp. And I've been trying to figure out the best way to be able to do this quickly. And because sometimes I start up here, sometimes I start here and just kind of build. So you'll get into the groove if you make multiples of these. So I kind of just have a little bit of each of these on. And then the next one I was kind of going to was this one and having it kind of spaced just a little bit, the berries from that leaf. And then I would come around and fill in this space here. And then come back over this way with the leaf going off and this kind of going into the V of that other one. And then you could go this way, but I wanted to have this one is you're just kind of filling in. When you have two, I like to fill in rather than go into an open space where I don't have two already, my border, so to speak. Cat's trying to bump me. He wants to sabotage my Christmas cards. Okay, so then that's how I did the stamping. Very similar. I like looking at the same things and seeing how close they were. Oh my goodness, that's almost exact. Okay, so then I'll close that up and we can just get that right down to the card base. No layers on this one. A fun thing coming, Stampin' Up! Is discontinuing their snail adhesives and coming up with something they think is going to work even better. It's called Stampin' Seal, and then they're going to have Stampin' Seal Plus, which is like a reincarnation of the old fast fuse that we used to have, kind of like super sticky, permanent for really heavy duty stuff. So I am excited to have that back, and that also is supposed to be reformulated, easier to break the ink so it won't gum up like the old fast fuses did. So I'm really excited for June when we'll get our hands on those two new adhesives. So then we can take our dimensionals, and I put one down here, and it gets a little busy, but that's okay because it never hurts to have it popped up. And then for the little tip up here, smokes. I used a mini because it just fits just right. And then we will grab out, so I'm going to fill in this blanker space, kind of blankish space. Okay, and then pull out our real red, and the stamp that we're using for our sentiment, I love these kinds of things where it's like the words are the negative space, like what doesn't have ink on it. I think that is just super cool. There is a stamp set that is retiring from the mini catalog called Label Me Bold, that is all of the sentiments are like this, with the negative space is the sentiment. So if I have time, I'll grab that out and show that to you, because I just got it and I super like it. Not seeing it out on my table here. I just got some new stuff and I must have tucked it away. Okay, so then these ones you want to ink up really well. And you know what? I'm going to stop here. I want to have the ability to re-ink it if I don't get a good image. So I'm going to, okay, the pad is out. I've got my base magnet plate in. I'm going to grab some paper and use my Stamparatus. I just can put it wherever I didn't clean it off, so I should probably try again. Doesn't matter where I put it as long as I just don't move it. Alright, it's a little bit sticky. Okay, pick that up. We're going to be cutting it out, fussy cutting, so alright. Okay, that is nice and dark. A little darker on one side, but once it dries, I'm thinking it'll even out. I'm going pretty quick because I'm just kind of excited about stamping, and I wasn't going to be filming, and I decided off the cuff to do it. So I'm going to just leave a little bit of a border. And if I had cut this straight and stuff, I could be coming, or line the stamp set up straight. I could be taking this over to the Stampin' Trimmer and cutting it quickly. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought it was on the camera. Okay, so I'm just trimming around this, and it's not perfectly even, but it's a smaller border, so it's it's pretty similar actually, better than I thought. Okay, and I'm gonna bring this in, and then you could do some snail, or you could use glue dots. I'm gonna take a little risk and put ink over top of my project. And do this like this. So then centering that a little bit lower. I'm trying to get across the widest part, but then centering it this way with the word C in the middle pretty much. Okay, and then bringing our twine in. And I never measure because I always tie it on here, but I did have a little bit of longer bows than I usually do. So looks nice. And then glue dot for these ones, and I am using up my paper pumpkin glue dots because I have so many of them. They have so many full sheets of it, but you don't use all of them. So then this attached, and I'm gonna kind of, it's a big dot, so I'm gonna tuck it behind a little bit. Right in the middle of that. Oh, it's so cool. And then I completely forgot about these, and now these might be retired. I didn't think to check that before I started filming, but if you've got them, great. If not, you could use just rhinestones would look really nice on here too. But I'm going to use these since I this is what I have. And if you've got them, cool, maybe they'll be on a retired list, or maybe they've carried over and I didn't notice. So I'm gonna grab my old card and take a small one over here, kinda, and then a medium-sized one, a little bit, oh, I dropped it somewhere. Oh, here we go. Up a little bit over to the right, so not exactly up above. Another medium type one, kind of down here, fill a little, oh, nope. Medium one over here. Big one. Up this way, and then a smallish one. And now I'm not going to be able to use this many dots on all 20 of my cards, but I just wanted to show it. You could, if I had thought of this ahead of time, I could have flipped it and made half of my cards be a red background, and you know, just inverted all the colors, so then I would be using green dots instead of red. So that would be really fun. Maybe I'll make that for the another 20 cards. Anyway, so that's how I came up with this, and now I'm gonna go for it and try to quick stamp a black ornament and color it in for you. See if this is wide enough. I think just barely. I'll try. I don't have to necessarily punch it out. I can just show you how to color it. So grab out that stamp again. Really ink it up nicely, because you want to have a nice solid black outline. Pretty good. Let me run over and grab my blends. Yep, definitely have a Call Me Clover. So I'm going to use the brush tip on the light Call Me Clover, and I'm going to color everything. One of my favorite things is taking samples from the catalog like this and figuring out how they did it. They do give us, demonstrators have access to a supply list for all catalog samples, but they don't give you step-by-step instructions. I forgot the top. I'm going to switch to the fine tip for the top. So we still have to kind of figure out what is layered behind what is popped up, how exactly did this get put together. Sorry, I nudged the camera. And still sometimes there's a little bit of figuring out for yourself. Okay, so then I took, keep switching, the light again and just did kind of like a, I think I had done these upside down, I colored. So I just kind of went like gently around the outside again with the light. And then like swirl, because then you get like some variation in the shading. And some of these have a stronger difference between the light and dark than other colors. This one, I think I don't know, it just worked for this one. You get a good amount of difference going with two coats of light. So I thought that was kind of fun. And then I think that I really wanted to show a little bit of a differentiation. So then I did take the dark and just really small amount outlined. Oh good, I'm so glad I was still on camera. And then you can kind of blur the edges a little bit with so then that's kind of how I did that. And then, yeah, it changes when you punch it. If this isn't too little, I'll show you, oh, a little too chunky there. It does, when you punch out an image that you've colored, cool little trick there. So there, and it changed a little bit. It'll blend a little bit even more together as you dry. And if you think you got a little bit too dark, you can take your color lifter and just kind of soften that up and, you know, play around with it. But that's pretty much how I did it. So I hope that you enjoyed this quick little video. And I hope that you are inspired to start working on your Christmas cards. If you're a Christmas card sender, save yourself a little bit of craziness and be able to enjoy the time a little bit more at the end of the year and not always be rushing to get your cards done like me. Alright, so I invite you to leave a comment. Let me know if this is helpful to you, what you liked, if you have any samples from the catalog that you would like to see me make. I would love that kind of a challenge. So thanks for watching and have a great day.